what it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Make sure to check out our sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your cell phone, old, broken, or you're just trying to get rid of it. You can contact them right at the number on the screen, text or call. Also, their social media and website is in the description if that's more convenient. If you share their social media accounts on social media, get a chance to win an iPhone. Go check them out. All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Let's get into some boxing talk, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And, yeah, man, DAZN is probably one of the few companies that can do fights with no fans. And they talking about doing Canelo and Triple G. Oscar did an article with Yahoo, I think it was Kevin Aioli, talking about it still can happen. Canelo 3 trilogy. Canelo Triple G, trilogy without fans. And Ryan Garcia, Linares in the studio without fans. And also we talk about Danny Jacobs trying to fight Gabriel, Rosado. I really ain't gave my opinion on that, but DAZN is one of the few companies that can do that because they just got the bag like that. They don't really make much probably off the gate regardless, man, because a lot of their fights have poor attendance. You know, Ryan did really well. Canelo and Kovalev didn't really sell out, so they playing with a lot of front money. You know what I'm saying? They got the money to front, so all these fights still can happen. They really predicated on getting people to drive to come to DAZN and drive the subscribers up, and they can do that now. They put those type of fights on in Top Rank, which was coming back in June with studio fights. I heard that Ramirez and Postal, you hearing it first, could be one of those fights that come on June, July, and one of those fights that could be without fans. So, like I said, you heard it here first. That's a fight they're working on to do without fans. So, you know, with DAZN, they have a great opportunity to make those fights happen right now, to bring subscribers there because nothing else going on. The NBA may or may not come back on. College football canceled spring games. They may or may not come back on. NFL may or may not start on time. They pushed the NBA draft lottery and the combine back to like August, September. And who knows what the NBA product will look like, or some of these, sports products look like when they come back. Because then again, the problem that you have with ESPN and FS1 is you can hear the cussing now without the fans. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that they got to figure out as well too. DAZN, you can cuss, you can do what you want to do. They don't, the Nielsen ratings or the TV, whoever governs the TV stations. I forget what they call them. I know who governs the radio stations. They got no jurisdiction over there, so they can cuss and pretty much do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying, over there. So DAZN is pretty much in a great position. That's why they forcing Triple G to fight Canelo coming back. Ain't no Camille's a matter mandatory, fool. You coming back fighting Canelo because this is the perfect, situation. A lot of fans can't come to the fight, so we should be able to do 10, 15 million subscribers should drive up for this fight for $20. They ain't got shit else to fight. Boxing fans right now feeding to watch any fight. If two crackheads, fought in the middle of the street and I streamed it right now, shit, I might get 1 million motherfucking people on my live stream on YouTube. People saying, I just take any boxing. I miss boxing. I miss this. I miss that. Me personally, they ain't really affected my life that much. You know what I'm saying? Do I miss the NBA? I really didn't watch sports like that. I like watching boxing on Saturday, but, when I ain't getting the fights I want to see, it's numb to me. It's numb. Now, if they, Lomachenko and T.O., I was mad that shit didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna front. I mean, Postal Ramirez was a good fight. I'm mad that didn't happen. I always like watching Perturbia fight, Shakir fight. It was a lot of solid fights coming up. Benavidez and Alexis, or what's his name, Ramiro, whatever that dude's name is. It was some solid fight. Regis and Hooker. It was kind of heating up, but, it's probably going to be a regression as far as, with tune-up fights because the money ain't there without the live gates. But, if Canelo do fight Triple G again, if they can't drive the viewerships or the subscription they need to DAZN during this pandemic or after the pandemic with no fans in the stands, they might as well just close up shop and just, destroy the network, because that's a fight that should drive viewerships up. Do I pretty much care if they fight a third time? No, I felt that Canelo won the first 2 times. Just my opinion on it. Oh, Canelo didn't win the first. I'm not here to argue. I don't got time to argue. People in the comment section, and think about this shit is, The internet, people want to change people's opinions so much. You can't change nobody's opinion. All you can do is respect it. That's all you can. Boxing is an opinionated sport. It's objective. You got 3 judges. You got millions and millions of fans across the world that's going to see a fight that way. I felt Canelo won the first 2 fights. I felt that he dominated the second fight. Am I a Canelo fan? Absolutely fucking not. But it's just my opinion on it. I had Canelo winning the first 2 fights and dominating the second. You know, Triple G fans can cry and, you know, cry me a river. I don't give a shit. But, you know, you okay, buddy? Somebody having a doggy dream. You gotta throw up. Hold on. Alright. He didn't have to throw up. When they start doing their shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just my opinion on it, man. But you know, I would tune in to watch it. You know, ain't shit else to watch on TV. I don't want to see them throw some motherfucking throw something together for the NBA. You know, that product just smell funky. It just stank. It smell like some bad milk. You feel what I'm saying? But they talking about Ryan Garcia fighting you know, Jorge Linares in the studio. That's a good fight. It's a good step-up fight for Ryan. You know, fighting a good opponent. You know, he did move up to 40 and get knocked out by Pablo Cano. I mean, that did happen. Linares just took one step outside of his truth. He did have a good battle with Lomachenko. He has been knocked out several times, so we know what it feels like to come back from getting knocked out. He like, whatever he is, the Venezuela version of fucking Amir Khan, right? He like the DAZN version of Amir Khan. Linares stayed getting knocked out. And people got mad at me because I said this years ago that he ain't that fucking good. You know? And I stand by that. He got knocked out by Antonio DeMarco, Sergio Thompson, another guy, and Kano. And he got stopped by Lomachenko. And Lomachenko couldn't even stop Jose Pedraza. So, you know, we'll see what Ryan Garcia can do versus Linares. I think it's a dangerous fight for him because he's fighting a real opponent for the first time with Eddie Reynoso. And the problem with Ryan is he just tried to do everything fast. It ain't about quality. It ain't about technique. It ain't about, you know, let's do it the right way. He tried to do everything fast. And he just a walking knockout. I can see it now. His chin flunder up. It ain't that I got nothing against the kid, but it just looked like he just going to get knocked out one day. With somebody that know how to take advantage of some of his flaws, if they slow him down and show him how to pick and use his speed, he'll be a dangerous fighter. How to tuck his chin, how to fight behind the jab, how to be patient. You know, he'll be a really, really good fighter. But, you know, everything is speed, everything is doing it fast, everything is power. He remind me of a American-Mexican version of Amir Khan. That's what he remind me of. You know, but he got time to correct that. You know, Amir Khan was reckless with his speed as well. He punched probably harder pound for pound than Khan. But that's a good fight. You know, I think that's a fight that's going to drive a lot of ratings up too. Unfortunately, it got to be in the fucking studio instead of the Staples Center, which I think Ryan and Linares would have put a nice amount of people in there. But, yeah, I look for Linares to have a revival. You know, if he can't beat Linares can't beat Ryan, it's time to hang it up. You know, this little dude tweaking right now. But, you know, I don't know. Linares might be another dude to take the swimming board dive off the diving board. You know, he may be another one. But yeah, let's finish off. Danny Jacobs is supposed to be fighting Gabriel Rosado. And it's a fight I don't give a fuck about. All right. Rosado done had his chances. He done fought Jamil Charlo, Peter Quillen. He done fought Triple G, Dave Lemieux. You name it, he done fought him. Rosado was as tough as they come. You just imagine if that dude got in the gym 5 or 6 years earlier, or he had been boxing as a kid, where Gabriel Rosado would be. He probably would be a world champion. And really good, strong fighter. Love Rosado. Love the heart that he bring into boxing. But the way he cut up, and it's the punishment he done took, and I understand, you know, you got to get that money, man. But I think it's time for him to hang it up. But, you know, he getting an opportunity versus Danny Jacobs. Could he win that fight? Absolutely not. If Danny Jacobs loses to that guy, I don't want to hear nothing else from him again. Danny Jacobs is, you know, to me, he's a strong, he's a good athlete. You know what I'm saying? He's a good athlete. He just lacks some skills, man. You know, just lacks some basic skills, but he can punch, and I expect him to get Rosado out of there. He kind of was having a little tough time with Chavez, I heard, man. I still ain't watched that fight. But, you know, it's a fight that got good trash talk. It's a good get your feet wet at 168. I mean, has he fought since he fought Canelo? I don't think so. So I do think he deserves. You better stop. I thought you was gnawing on me. You better think, you know, excuse me, this dog got me tripping. I think he deserves like a tune-up fight, and I think him and Rosado will be a solid fight. You know, I'll be pulling for probably Rosado to get the win. I'm not a huge Danny Jacobs fan. You know, the way he went out there and talked all that shit about knocking Canelo out for years and didn't do it. I mean, you know, I felt that he should be fighting Charlo coming up as well too, but it really makes me no difference to win the fight. I think it'll be a good build up. If they do virtual press conferences, I think his ability to talk and go back and forth with Rosado, seemed to be some bad blood there as well. And yeah, I'm not mad at the fight. You know, during the quarantine, boy, you gonna stop fucking gnawing on me. During the quarantine, I think, or after the quarantine, I think it'd be a good fight. Because, you know, that fight had no fans in the stands either, so I think it'd be something that I would tune into, I'm not gonna lie. The press conferences should be memorable. Rosado is a solid fighter. He's the ultimate competitor. You know, Danny Jacobs, strong guy, can punch. So I expect Danny to get him out of there. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. Need to reach out to me on social media if you got business, question, inquiry, response, shit, video requests. Keep sharing videos. Appreciate the love, support. And somebody want to play. Somebody want to play. You want to play, Mason? Yeah, Mason. Mason, good dog. Good dog. He just got to get potty trained. He working on that. But hey, if you want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Appreciate the love and support, man. One time for the one time. We gone.